Welcome back. So, this part of the review, we're going to go over Amazon Lookout. But before we get started, hit the like button, subscribe, share this with anyone you know taking the AWS Machine Learning Associate exam. So, Amazon Lookout, the intelligent anomaly detection across your enterprise. Every business operates on patterns, sales cycles, equipment performance rhythms, product quality consistency. When these patterns break, organizations need to know immediately. A sudden revenue dip, an overheating sensor, or a defective product rolling off the production line can cost thousands or millions if detected too late. Amazon Lookout transforms anomaly detection from a complex data science challenge into a managed service that integrates seamlessly with your existing AWS infrastructure. Rather than building and maintaining your own machine learning models, Lookout provides specialized detection capabilities tailored for different types of business critical patterns. All right. So there's different types of anomaly detection. Start with this. AWS designed Lookout as a family of services, each optimized for specific types of anomaly detection challenges that organizations face daily. You have Lookout for metrics. So this serves as a business intelligence guardian, monitoring KPIs, sales figures, and operational metrics for sources like CloudWatch, S3, Redshift, or even third-party platforms like Salesforce and Marketo. When your ad campaign conversion rates suddenly spike or plummet, or when quarterly revenue patterns deviate from expectations, this service alerts you before the anomaly becomes a crisis. All right. Look out for equipment. So, this focuses on the industrial world, where unexpected equipment failure can halt entire production lines. By analyzing sensor data, IoT telemetry, and time series information from PLCs and industrial machines, it predicts when machines need attention before catastrophic failures occur. This predictive maintenance approach transforms reactive repair strategies into proactive operational efficiency. Look out for vision. So this brings computer vision to quality control, automatically inspecting products on assembly lines through camera feeds. Instead of relying solely on human inspectors who might miss subtle defects after hours of repetitive checking, this service provides consistent, tireless quality monitoring that can identify visual anomalies at production speed. So, understanding Lookout's language. All right. So, each Lookout service operates using consistent terminology that differs slightly from traditional machine learning concepts. Understanding this language helps navigate the services effectively. A detector serves as your monitoring engine. It's equivalent to a model in traditional machine learning technologies, right? So these detectors continually analyze data sets, right? Which represent your various data sources feeding into the system. The target you're monitoring for anomalies becomes the measure, which is what machine learning practitioners typically call a label or target value. While the factors influencing the measures are called dimensions rather than features. So the terminology shift reflects the Lookout's business focused approach. Instead of thinking in abstract machine learning terms, users work with concepts that directly relate to their operational concerns. So, detecting the workflow in action. Amazon Lookout follows a systematic process that transforms raw data into actionable insights. Understanding this workflow helps you architect effective anomaly detection systems within your organization. There's data ingestion and integration. The process that begins with connecting your data sources. Lookout for metrics can pull information from S3 for batch processing, Redshift for data warehouse analytics, Athena for ad hoc queries, or CloudWatch for real-time operational metrics. Third-party integrations extend this capability to business systems like Salesforce CRM or Marketo marketing automation platforms. Then you have the detector configuration and training. Once data is flowing into the system, you can configure detectors by specifying what to monitor. You can define your measure, perhaps daily sales volume or equipment temperature readings, then identify dimensions that influence the measure, such as geographic region, product category, or seasonal factors. And then Lookout can use this configuration to build understanding of normal patterns and variations. Then you have continuous monitoring and detection. With detectors active, Lookout continuously analyzes incoming data against learned patterns. When anomalies emerge, the system doesn't just flag them, it provides context about confidence levels and potential contributing factors. This contextual information helps operations teams understand whether detected anomalies require immediate attention or represent false positives. And then you can respond with automation and human integration. So the detection triggers automated responses through SNS notifications for immediate email, or SMS alerts. And Lambda functions can be there for customer response or custom response logic, or direct integration with monitoring dashboards. And so the feedback loop capability allows human operators to mark detections as valid anomalies or false positives, and then continuously improve the system's accuracy over time. So we're going to do a little hands-on. All right. So setting up an anomaly detection with Lookout for metrics demonstrates the service's practical approach to complex monitoring challenges, right? So we'll do a console-based walkthrough, guide you through each configuration step. All right, so let's see. Oops, look out. All right, look out for metrics. So here, the interface is pretty straightforward. We're going to create detector, and then you're going to say, let's say we name it test detector. All right. And then description is optional. All right. You can set the interval. This is the amount of time for analysis. Let's say 1 hour. And then custom encryption. So you need encryption is always a good thing to go for. You can create the key, but we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to have that there. Tags. This will be important for you for your business setup. So we're going to create that detector. Uh-oh. Network failure. What? Am I in the right? We're working in the right region. In the same region. What is wrong with it? That's interesting. Okay, let's try this one more time. Create detector. Interesting. Um, huh. Create detector. Access resources in the same region. Yeah. So why wouldn't this work? I must be missing something. Um, so all right. I'm not sure how to troubleshoot this at this moment. I want to move forward. All right. So you should be able to configure your data sources along with this. I am confused about this. Amazon Lookout. Maybe equipment. Let's try this. Mm. But well, all right. So you can configure this with S3, Redshift, Athena, CloudWatch, all these different things, right? So you see if CSV files could be uploaded, provide a quick way to experiment with this. And the different data sources can present specific configuration requirements, right? S3 requires bucket names and file patterns. CloudWatch needs the metric namespaces and dimensions. I'll just give you that one, right? And then within that, you have the detector configuration to allow you to consider what you're going to monitor and then be very descriptive in how you're going to do this. You know, you can name it like equipment dash temperature dash monitor to clearly identify it, right? And then set the dimensions, set the detection, what do you call it? Detection sensitivity. Let me see. Let's see what this is. No, that's default. Service endpoints, USEs. So it should be available here. Um, in Northern Virginia. Okay. Let's try Ohio. Interesting. So it's not available in Ohio. Um, so it might be available in Ohio. So look out for a detector. Could be available in Ohio. Let's try this. Test. Let's see if this just interval. Okay. Let's say 10 minutes. Okay, network failure. That is interesting. Yeah, it's not getting in. I'm not seeing it. I apologize for that. Anyways, so the anomaly configuration can help you set the sensitivity for unusual pattern. You can set it for 5, 10, an hour, or a day, right? So the monitoring works well for operational metrics requiring any attention that you need. That 5 to 10 minutes will probably be good. An hour would probably be okay for that as well. And daily monitoring can suit business KPIs that can change a little more gradually, right? So the confidence thresholds can determine how lookout can be before flagging any anomalies. High thresholds reduce false positives, but might miss subtle anomalies, while lower thresholds can potentially issue more generative alerts that require investigation, right? So establish your response mechanism, integrate it with SNS. Let's go over here. Right? So notification service, pub subs, right? So you can route notifications to your email addresses, phone numbers, or any other AWS services. For automated responses, you can have Lambda functions integrate using a custom logic for when the anomalies are detected, right? So the feedback mechanism will work to have continuous improvement within your systems. When alerts rise, your team can rise to the challenge. Oh, my apologies for that. Okay, so let's move forward. So specialized applications. All right, so let's go into this a little bit. So Lookout for Metrics handles business intelligence scenarios. The equipment and vision variants address specific industrial challenges with tailored approaches, right? So industrial equipment monitoring for Lookout integrates with industrial Internet of Things ecosystems through AWS IoT, SiteWise, and IoT Core. The service analyzes vibration patterns, temperature fluctuations, pressure variations, and other sensor data to predict equipment failures before they occur. This predictive maintenance approach shifts industrial operations from reactive repair strategies to proactive efficiency optimization. So, implementation typically involves connecting existing PLCs and sensor networks to AWS IoT services, then configuring Lookout for equipment to analyze and into the resulting time series data streams, right? So the service learns normal operation patterns for each piece of equipment, flagging deviations that indicate potential problems. Then you have visual quality control. So that lookout for vision can transform manufacturing quality control by analyzing camera feeds from production lines rather than relying solely on human inspection, which can suffer from fatigue and inconsistency. And then the service can provide the continuous objective quality monitoring and work with your humans, right? Then you have integration, which would involve existing factory cameras connected through AWS Panorama Edge devices or direct streaming to AWS services. And then Lookout for Vision can learn what normal products look like, then flag items with the visual defects, right? Or dimensional variations or assembly errors that human inspectors might miss during high volume production runs. Okay. Um, Those are features. Oh, pricing. Okay. So understand Lookout's pricing model can help you better organize your budget to be effective for anomaly detection capabilities. So each service variant uses a pay-as-you-go pricing with different cost factors relating to their unique operational patterns, right? So look out for metrics, charges based on the number of detectors and data points processed, making it predictable for organizations. Yeah, with consistent metric volumes. Look out for equipment, bills per hour of usage, scaling with the amount of sensor data analyzed. And look out for vision, charges per image processed, directly correlating costs with production volumes. For cost optimization, consider batch processing where real-time detection isn't required. Use appropriate sampling rates for high-frequency data, and implement feedback loops to reduce false positive rates that waste investigation time. Okay. And then best practices. All right. So successful lookout implementation requires thoughtful integration with existing monitoring and response systems. Rather than creating isolated anomaly detection, build workflows that can connect detection events with operational processes. Consider integrating lookout alerts with existing ticketing systems, escalation procedures, and communications channels. Use CloudWatch for centralized monitoring visualization. Combine multiple lookout services for comprehensive coverage, and then establish clear procedures for responding to different types of anomalies. The feedback loop capability becomes crucial for long-term success. So train operators, these are teams that consistently mark alerts as valid or false positives. These are your guys. These are the ones who are going to solve problems. And then create that continuous improvement cycle that will enhance the detection capability over time. Amazon Lookout is AWS's approach to democratizing anomaly detection, right? You can provide machine learning capabilities without requiring deep machine learning expertise. And then you can offer specialized variants for different use cases and integrate them with existing AWS infrastructure. So Lookout would let your team implement sophisticated monitoring that can scale with operational needs while maintaining cost predictability and ease of management. Well, that's going to be it this time for Lookout. And the next one we're going to do is Amazon Fraud Detector. But before we go, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with anyone you know taking the AWS machine learning exam. Thank you for joining. Have a good day.